I think it's actually bigger than when Zuffa purchased Pride, because Strikeforce was on its way up. Strikeforce was the #2 competitor here in North America. Strikeforce was doing a lot of good things. They had a lot of momentum, and Pride was on the decline. Pride was losing a lot of momentum. So I think this is massive. And on top of that, I don't think anyone saw this coming. And I think the UFC just pulled a very, very smart move by taking away its competitor. Now it's pretty much just them here in North America and, the Bellators of the world. But there is a big gap between #1 and #2 now. I think definitely the world of MMA has changed. I think if you're a fighter who works for Strikeforce, or even a free agent fighter, you probably have to hope that you're in good standing with the UFC, because your options have become limited now. I think as a fan, it's a good thing. I mean, now there's a chance at some point, I know Dana said business as usual, separate entities, all that stuff, but at some point there is a greater chance now of seeing Alistair Overeem fight Cain Velasquez or Fedor fight Brock Lesnar than there was, 3 days ago. So as a fan, just like how I thought about the whole situation when WWE bought WCW, I was excited about those matchups, those dream matchups. A lot of them, as you know, didn't happen. But as a fan, I can't see why you would think this is a bad thing. In the interview, Dana's talking about how, still has a very big issue with what Daly did against Josh Koscheck, and how Daly will still never fight in the UFC. But if that's the deal that Scott Coker has, that's the deal that Scott Coker has. And I think that's very interesting, because now, you could say, let's say someone like Josh Barnett was a free agent, they would have nowhere to go. But according to Dana, if Scott wants to make a deal with someone, whether it's Gina Carano, Fedor, Josh Barnett, Paul Daly, he can go after those people. I never even heard anyone even throw out this possibility before it actually broke. So it's exciting times for MMA, and we'll have probably a couple of years before we can actually decide whether it's good or bad. But I'll take this over, what's going on in the NFL any day.